everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Esli from Inky and the Brain, and today I have a bit of a closer look into my Hobonichi cousin. Now y'all have seen this before. I will link it up above, where I did kind of a flip and showing y'all how I was planning on using it for 2020. Well, I wanted to update y'all. Now that we are 2 months, like 2 full months in to the year, this is how it's actually working out. You know, this is how I'm actually using it, so on and so forth. I will say first that I love, a million times over love this planner. It has been planner peace for me. I love everything about it. There's like not one single thing that I would change about this planner, and it's just perfect. Like, it's amazing. I will start off just by mentioning the cover. This is from Foxy Fix. It's the Spice Leather in the Himalayan Salt color. Foxy Fix does have, they're called Perfect Fit covers, and they do have one specifically for the Hobonichi cousin. I do have this embossed with a rose gold butterfly. I know that they are removing a bunch of things from their website. I just got an email yesterday, which is so sad. So definitely go pick up something soon. If you want to make sure you get something that they have right now. As you can see, this is the Spice Leather, like I mentioned. It's super scuffed up already. I throw this around everywhere. This follows me around all day. You know, times that I've traveled, like by travel I mean we go visit family once, sometimes twice a month, and they're several hours away, so you know, this goes with me. This gets kind of thrown in and out of here. This is my Delphonics pouch where I keep my highlighters for my color coding system. This is like my food journal. So this gets thrown in here all of the time, and it does close, by the way. I've gotten questions about that. Yes, it does fit in here completely, so I can throw this around. I know this is new, so I'll mention it, but I did show it in a video recently. This is from Erin Condren. This is meant for like their own bags, not this obviously, but it fits perfectly with the Delphonics pouch, and I was kind of getting sick of even just around the house, like I would have to like pick it up and then have it in my hand, and if I'm like grabbing something else or doing something, so that's why I decided to get this, and it works perfect, and I love that it's like so colorful, and it's perfect. I love it. All right, let me take the Hobonichi back out so that we can go through it. All right, so another thing I get questions a lot about is this plastic cover. So this thing, it is a very, very thin plastic cover for the Hobonichi. It's not specifically meant for the Hobonichi, it's meant for Midori. I will link it down below. I got mine, I don't remember if I got it on Amazon or JetPens, but they have it available in both places. So I've gotten a few concerns, people saying that it didn't fit their notebook. It's whenever you first put it on, it's gonna make your notebook like this, like it's gonna bow it a little bit, and that's because, like I mentioned, it's not specifically meant for the Hobonichi, but within a day or two the plastic expands and it fits perfectly fine. I did not have any issues. I've heard people say that they like put books on top of it to like make it flatten out faster. I did not have to do that. Like, my plastic, it's such a soft plastic that it doesn't take that long for it to expand and fit perfectly on here. As you can see, I don't really have any decorations, just some functional things, sticky notes, a few stickers. In here I keep some bills, things that need my attention, that I just don't want to lose or don't want, flopping around the house everywhere. So this is just like perfect, but I try to keep this as minimal as possible because obviously I do write on this, and I don't want to have like the extra kind of bumps on this. I do have a pencil board. I'll go and grab that and show it to y'all in a little bit. But let me kind of get started here first. So the very first thing I have in the beginning is my color coding system. Now, as you can see, as I showed y'all, I have my highlighters. These are mild liners. I have them in order of how they are here. It's like a rainbow order, just to make it easier for me to pull from. I don't really even reference this anymore. You know, within like maybe the first month, I already knew what color was what. But I just had it here at the beginning because I thought it was going to kind of take me longer to adjust to this new color code system. As you can see, this is blank, no decorations. And then the very first page, I have the little tab here, which honestly, because it's like right at the beginning, I hardly ever use this one. These are little Avery tabs. So this and this, they're the same, except obviously one is smaller. I do keep like extras in here in my pouch. I do have like the different colors in here. But I did keep the box for one of them so that I could show y'all. These I got on Amazon. So they're the Avery Ultra tabs. I'll link these for y'all. This is the bigger ones. They come in like a copper color, silver, gold, and then this like rose gold over here, which is the one I'm using in this planner. And then same color combo for these. The reason that obviously this is like decorative, I just put washi over it. So I put washi straight on it, stuck it on both sides, and then just trimmed around. And that's why some of these you can tell are like they're different and they're, you know, just a little cuter. I just really like it. I think it's, you know, makes it a little bit more special. So the first tab, like I mentioned, goes into, this is my like year at a glance. I have this little tip in here. This is just because these colors are different than my like main colors. This is what I use in my monthly view, and this is just specifically for this because these are kind of like big picture things I want to look at a glance throughout the year. It just makes my life a little bit easier to have all of this here. And because I'm so used to this one, comes in really handy because it's, you know, it's right here. It does, you know, but it's not obstructing anything because I taped it in like that. Then this big tab, I reach for this tab a lot, which is why it's like the bigger tab. And this is my habit tracker. So obviously I'm looking at this every day. And then down here, I wasn't sure what I was gonna do with this space, but I did end up making the space down here an index. So I saw a lot of people that wanted to use these pages not as a habit tracker. So they would put here, you know, like February 1st, and they would write, you know, what they wrote on that page. I really liked the concept, the idea of that, but I knew I wanted like this space for a habit tracker. So I just made kind of my own index down here. Let me zoom y'all in so you can see down here a bit better. So as you can see, I have like 1.1, which means January 1st, organizing projects. 1.4, January 4th, grocery spending. 1.8, $2 Tuesday, so on and so forth. I'll flip to one of these right now. And then this one, actually I think I need to update because I have a couple extra blank pages in February. What I found is that I wasn't using every single page. On the weekends, I don't always make a to-do list on certain days that we're traveling, or, you know, days where I'm just being lazy and I don't feel like writing a list, or days where I'm like doing absolutely nothing other than sitting in front of the computer and working. I just don't make a list. So those end up being blank pages that I can now use for different things like you saw here. And I'll show you all those in a moment. But I want to take y'all first to my first top tab here. This goes into my monthly. So it's going to flip to February. I haven't changed it, although it's already March. But I just haven't updated that just yet. We just got back from our wedding weekend. That's like the only sticker you see here. It's a little once more with love, little wedding couple, because we did get married on the 29th. Just got married. See that extra ring. But this is what I use. Honestly, I look at this mostly for appointments and bills. Everything in green that you see here is a bill. I know you're probably thinking like, holy cow, Esli, you have a lot of bills. But everything is on here, from like Netflix to Disney Plus to student loans to our car payment. You know, like every single thing that we pay, whether it's like a $6 payment or an $800 payment, whatever it may be, everything is in here. So Luis and I are really trying really hard to stay on top of our budget this year, so I realized that by writing every single thing down, it was just helping me. You know, our like movie subscription, I get like a subscription box, the Sephora Play box, like everything is in here. So you can see all of our bills, and it just makes it a little bit easier for me to kind of keep track and you know, take a look at these things. I do have, you can see these little squares that I have here. These are, they were printable that I found online. I use these squares to check off the things that are bills, and that's it. I don't, like I said, I don't really use very many stickers on here. I reference this typically at the beginning of the week, and it's the color coding system. I love it. I love it so much, because then I can just see, okay, so this week I have to pay this many bills. I have a birthday. We have some things that we're doing together. Yellow is like appointments for me. So, you know, have certain appointments. Like it makes sense, and I love it. Like, even though this is not very decorative, and I feel like if you're not familiar with the color code that I'm specifically using, obviously this like looks weird to you. And it did to me, like at the beginning when I first started using this kind of system, it looked messy. I was like, this is way too many colors, like it's not making sense in my brain. But once I got used to the colors, like now I can look at it and see exactly what I have to do each week, and I really, really love that. These little tabs that you see here, they're like super, super dainty little tabs. These are from Artbox Stickers. I don't know if sorry, it's probably getting super washed out, but they're in a rose gold foil. I decided, because I got like rose gold, you know, over on the cover, and it just kind of matches with the pink. Everything that I have that has little accents of some kind of foil is in rose gold in here. But these, like I mentioned, they're from Artbox Stickers, and I like them because they don't stick out too much. They kind of blend in, honestly, and they're perfect. They're just like the perfect little thing for me to pull into the month. So I'll go into, like, say July. There's not much on here. We have a couple birthdays, holiday. I have to get my ring inspected this month. So as you can see, I don't fill these out like with that much information ahead of time. I typically sit down towards the beginning, or maybe like even the end of the previous month, and fill in the bills. Like, that's what I've been doing. Obviously, we're only 2 months in, so things might change later on. And then let's go into the next kind of tab that I reach for. It would be the weekly tab, which I have here on the side. Sorry, I had to cough there for a second. So I have my monthly and my daily up at the top, because I reach for those a lot, and it just makes it easier for me to have these separate. And then this is my weekly, which I do also reach for on a daily basis, but this is like the only tab in this kind of top part of my planner. So that one's really easy to kind of like find, even if I'm not like looking at it. So we will flip over. This is actually last week. We got married on Saturday. The reason that this is like totally blank is because I ended up in the emergency room on Thursday, 2 days before my wedding. I'm okay, just, you know, have to deal with some things, but it kind of died off. But if I'm being 100% honest, I will show y'all, this is pretty typical of, like, things tend to kind of peter off at the end here, and that's because I don't grab my planner as much on the weekends. I just don't. I, you know, tend to be in it all day, every day during the week, and then by Friday, you know, I try to kind of, if I'm not like sitting at my desk as much, you know, things fall off. But that's okay. Like, this isn't a memory keeping planner. That's why I have my Printpression, which y'all see all the time. This is where I mark like the highlights and things, so I don't feel the need to go back and fill out every single part of this, because this is just functional. Even though obviously it's like very decorated and stickerfied and all of that, this is still functional for me, so I don't feel the need to go back and fill out every little bit of it. Alright, and then moving on to, well, I'm going to go into my daily pages, but I want to show y'all if I go back to my little index here, so for example, let's just go to the devotional that I did. So that was it says on here 1.25 /26 or -26. So if I go and find January, if you see like random sticky notes like this, it's just because I covered some personal information. So January, what did I say? 25th. So there we are, January 25th. I just took some notes, and then the 26th as well. Took some notes on a devotional that I was doing. This is not, I just wanted to do like that, so it's just kind of like extra, but on my like normal, so for example, shop expenses says 118, 119. If I flip back to 118, 119, I have this kind of decorated, so with these little banners, shop expenses, I covered that up, but I have, you know, I put like some washi at the bottom. Let's see, 114 here, if I look at this, says house projects. I haven't written anything in, but I did the same thing where I did the little banner up at the top and then just put some washi at the bottom. I did not draw these, nothing like that. This is actually a washi tape. So let me show y'all, because this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. These are these little banners, like you can tell that one's that one. And the coolest part about this, I'll just roll it out so you can see all the different colors. I think that's it, yeah. And it starts to repeat. The coolest thing about this is that you can just grab one and it's perforated, so you can just rip it out, lay this down, and it's like a perfect little thing for you to write your, you know, like something at the top to kind of make it bold, stand out. And then if you write it like you don't like how you wrote it, you can just grab another one. I just love this washi. This was such a good find. Again, I got this on Jet Pens. I will link it. I will find it for y'all again and link it down below. Let me try to like roll it back now. All right, so as you can see, that is just, you know, how I have like different pages. Some of them I just have them laid out for things I want to write down. Some of them I already have them, you know, I'm already using them. Others I just have, you know, for lists and things, different things I kind of want to keep track of. So that is, and this is how I'm using my daily pages. So as you can see, I just write, I'm just trying to be cute about it, and so I write like the day. I write down any like appointments, like I had my MRI this day. I write that over here because this is like, there's a timeline here. Like for example here, Luis was getting out of work early. He had his MRI, then we had physical therapy. And then I also write in here typically like things we end up doing. So I put like slept in a lot because I had like really bad anxiety the night before, things like that. So it's this, like I do a little bit of memory keeping here, but not really much. And then I just make my to-do list. Down here I was doing like some journaling. This is some more like devotionals. So this isn't like every day, but I just was writing a lot that week. My anxiety was really bad that week, so I just wanted to kind of take some extra time to journal. So this is pretty typical. I highlight the things I get done. Sometimes I don't highlight anything. I don't know if I didn't get anything done that day or if it, you know, I just forgot to highlight things. But I just make my to-do list. You know, typically the night before, I pick a color just from my, like, you know, little pack here. And then I write out my to-do list. So this isn't like my dailies. It's not something I use ahead of time. It's simply the night before or morning of, I make my list that day. And then I did this January recap, which I really love. I'm already working on the February one since we're just in early March here, but I'm not going to show you that because it's not done yet. But so you can get an idea here. So I did January recap. I drew these really awful boxes, but I have February stats. So on February 1st, you know, how many subscribers I had, how many followers, and all of my different social media things, times I posted on each thing. This was a list of favorites because I do want to do like a favorites video probably do them every quarter, so I'm trying to keep track of favorites. These are like good and bad memories from the month, and then like new things that we tried, which in this case was just like some new restaurants that we went to. For February, I don't know if I love this, to be honest. I didn't end up looking at this very much. I think it was still good because it kind of made me think at the beginning of the month, okay, like all these things are gonna happen, but I just didn't find myself like really referencing it. So I don't know if this is something I'm gonna continue doing it. I already did it for like March, but I don't know if like I'm still gonna keep doing that kind of later on, but we'll see. And then just to show you, oh, here's another one of the like pages from my, so 2.2, eating out. I need to update this obviously, but we're trying to keep track of how much we spend on eating out, which is unfortunately a lot, but whatever. Here, Monday, you can see my to-do list, a few appointments here, and then I did some more little journaling. You know, it's the same thing, pretty much same thing every single day. That's just how I've been using it, and I love it, and it's perfect, and it's just, it works. It just, it makes my day flow better. I have here like the tiniest to-do list, but then I had to make some phone calls and things, so I just had some notes. And then down here I put Saturday and Sunday, and that's just because I knew I wanted to leave some space open, and I wasn't gonna need to do like a big to-do list, because you know, I basically all I did was write down like things that actually happened, just to make it a little bit easier for when I do my memory keeping. But then I have here, name this YouTube lifestyle, weekly chores, things like that. I am going to be doing, I decided to start like a series on the channel of organization projects. So you're going to be seeing me clean out my kitchen and my pantry and all sorts of things. I think that's going to be really fun. But that's it. Like, it's just it's not decorated very much. It's simple, but it works, and it makes my brain happy. Like, I feel like it really works with like what I'm trying to do. You can see Monday, Tuesday, you know, sometimes I write quotes down that I see on Instagram. This says like, the way you speak to yourself matters, something I need to work on, because I do tend to be overly critical of myself. So I need to, you know, it was like a good reminder. You have here, same thing. I mean, my to-do lists sometimes are really short. Other times, like I remember at the beginning of the year, I had like, you know, some ridiculously long things. This is kind of how I was doing it at first, where I wasn't writing anything, but I decided to be a little bit more cute about it. And that's why like now I just put the date on the top. I don't know. I don't typically decorate very much in my daily pages. I did, however, on Valentine's Day, I put a bunch of little stickers. I had like some extra deco, and I put some washi down here. I put another quote with my normal to-do list, and these are, we had like a movie that night, and this was kind of some memory keeping here. So you see how I'm doing this here again, where I did the Saturday and Sunday. So this part was Friday. I mean, it's super simple, but it works. It works for me. And it's just, it like makes sense. I put a giant reminder here, no food or drink past 7 a.m. because the appointment that I had that day required me to have no food, which was like really rude because the appointment wasn't until 2, so like I was starving afterwards. So that's it. That, like, as far as my daily, that's it. I am gonna flip to the back here. In the back I have, this is what I reference the most. I've showed y'all this part before. I'm not sure if I had shown y'all this, but this is, I turned the timetable into a monthly checklist. So we have to change our air filter every month. So it's just like my little checklist here. We have to water the house every month. That is, so like I don't know if that's something everyone has to do, but where we live, the type of soil that is under the house, we have to go through and like water the perimeter of the house basically, so the foundation won't crack. So things like that, like it's just a checklist here. And then this I really love. So this is January, February, March. These are like quarterly, as you can see. Boxes that I made for myself. And this is like maintenance things that I do once every quarter. So I have, for example, here spray, which is like our bug spray that we put outside, you know, just to keep critters out. Deep clean, like super mega deep clean the fridge, and kind of do a deeper clean of the closet is something I'm trying to do more often. So I put it here. And then if you can see, like the ones I've already done, I highlighted in blue because that was January. So not only does this tell me like the quarter that I did it in, but it tells me like, okay, you got that done in January. And then obviously I didn't do anything in February, but February would be pink, March is going to be this green color, and so on and so forth. And I just think that's perfect. I obviously have a lot of room to grow for other things that I might want to add. I really, really love this page. I do have still my wall of savings. Y'all, I've saved like no money, so let's not look at that. And then hobby spending. Luis has actually not bought any hobby supplies, which is amazing. So his list is empty, and I have bought more things. I just haven't updated that, to be perfectly honest. And then my weight loss tracker here, which as you can see, I've done really well. I did have a bit of a spike here, but it was just like, I don't know, like 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds or something, and then I'm back down. So this has been like really motivational. As you can see, I passed the 50 mark line. That's really exciting. So I'm down 50 pounds from where I had started. And then this is like my next little milestone here. And I did add down here rewards. So for reaching the 50-pound mark, I wanted to buy like myself a new bookcase for my side of like the bed. So I still haven't done it, but I have it here that's my reward for that. And then I can write different rewards for when I accomplish like the next lines, or the next weight loss goals. As for the rest of it, I don't have anything. I haven't filled out anything in the My 100. I can't figure out what to do with that. And there's basically nothing else that I've used back here. And I don't have anything back here either. So that is it, y'all. That is my entire Hobonichi. That is how I'm using it. It's perfect. It works well. I love that I have a space to do my lists every single day, because that is how I stay on top of things. Like that's the only, or not the only thing, but I feel like that's the main thing of how I keep my day organized. But then I love the flexibility of, you know what, if I don't feel like making a list today, or I just forget, or whatever it may be, then I have a purpose for those pages, where I can make, like collections, basically like a bullet journal. So I love that. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I cannot like recommend. I mean, obviously everyone's planning style is different and what works for everyone is different, but this is definitely working for me and I love it. Anything that I mentioned that I can find will be linked down below. If you have any questions though, please let me know. Leave me a comment. If you are using your Hobonichi similar to this, or if you're doing things differently, let me know. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know if you found any tips in this or things that you think might work better for me. Please let me know. I love trying new things. So leave me a comment and let me know of that. And that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will talk to y'all very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.